We didn't have particular roles. I mean, they vary. I would say that Poe is better at photography, but I probably have a few more ideas.
I tend to be much more sentimental, romantic, slightly old-fashioned. Storm tends to have a certain sense towards, well, maybe it's unkind, I sometimes call it kind of rather brutal and surreal. This was our kind of first attempt at doing anything at all in record covers.
We try to simulate on the picture a kind of swirling cosmos of images that were supposed to represent a kind of kaleidoscopic feeling of a simulated drug experience. I suppose what we felt was the Floyd music at the time. It wasn't Tom Jones, Vera Lynn, it was the other end of the spectrum.
It's awfully considerate of you to think of me here, and I'm most obliged to you for making it clear that I'm not here. And I never knew the moon could be so big, and I never knew the moon could be so blue, and I'm grateful that you threw away my old shoes and brought me here instead dressed in red.
In the second Pink Floyd record we did, Armageddon, we had in fact an infinite regression, but people, when they look at it, get confused because the pictures within the picture is more realistic. It's only the eye that makes you think there's a dimension there, whereas through the garden is a real dimension. Now then, I changed the order of the participants. The members of the Pink Floyd revolve round.
In the second and fourth image, the person at the back has his legs apart. In the other two images, he has them together.
It's very difficult to talk about Atom Heart Mother, primarily because it's really just a picture. It doesn't relate to the music at all. What we wanted to do was a nun cover, so we went out and shot a cow. There seem to be many ways to take a cow. You could do it on extreme wide angles, you could solarize it, you could freak it out, you could change it, you could turn it upside down, you could mandala it, you could make it into wallpaper, you could do anything. Somehow what I saw in my mind was the most standard picture of a cow. It turned out not to be a flat cover at all. It turned out to be remarkably successful. I mean, when you did stick it in a shop, because it hadn't got any writing on, because it was a goddamn picture of a goddamn cow doing absolutely nothing at all, it was immediately noticeable from all the other pictures that were trying to be something.
Well, when Atom Heart Mother, the cow, came out in the States, they were so overwhelmed by it that, I mean, they were absolutely surprised. They said, you know, great, we've got to have multi-million-dollar spending on this, and they promoted it with large inflatable pink cow udders that went out to all the dealers, the record shops, I mean in thousands. They blew up pictures 70 yards square on Sunset Strip of this picture of a cow saying something like the British are coming or something.